In a rapidly developing situation, Israel and Hamas are downplaying the possibility of an immediate breakthrough in ceasefire talks for Gaza. US President Joe Biden has indicated that Israel has agreed to pause its offensive during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan if a deal is reached to release some hostages. President Biden's comments, made on the eve of the Michigan primary, highlight the pressure he faces from the state's large Arab American population over his support for Israel's offensive. While expressing optimism for a deal, he clarified that not all remaining hurdles have been overcome. The conflict, triggered by Hamas's October 7th attack on southern Israel, has resulted in tens of thousands of casualties, widespread destruction, and the displacement of 80% of Gaza's population. Israel's seal on the territory has raised concerns of an imminent famine, prompting international efforts to deliver aid. On Tuesday, Egypt, Jordan, the UAE, Qatar, and France conducted an airdrop of food, medical supplies, and aid into Gaza due to the hampered UN truck deliveries. Worsening hunger is a significant concern, with reports of infants dying from dehydration and malnutrition. The Al Hilal El Emirati maternity hospital in Rafah reported newborn deaths due to the inability of mothers to access prenatal and postnatal care. As the situation worsens, an invasion of Rafah could jeopardize the lives of approximately 1.4 million civilians trapped in the area. Ceasefire talks have gained momentum, with negotiators from the US, Egypt, and Qatar working to broker a deal. The proposed agreement involves a halt in fighting, the release of hostages, and increased aid deliveries to Gaza. The start of Ramadan, around March 10th, is considered an unofficial deadline for reaching a deal. President Biden expressed hope for a ceasefire deal to take effect by next week. However, he did not call for an end to the war, emphasizing the need for a comprehensive agreement. Israeli officials expressed surprise at Biden's comments, stating that Israel wants an immediate deal, but Hamas continues to push excessive demands. A Hamas official downplayed progress, indicating that the group would not soften its demands. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke with the foreign ministers of Saudi Arabia and the UAE to discuss post-conflict reconstruction and governance of Gaza. Both countries are crucial in garnering support for security guarantees for Israel in potential talks on the creation of a Palestinian state. President Biden left the possibility of an eventual Israeli ground offensive in Rafah open, indicating that Israel has committed to evacuating significant portions of the area before any such operation. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu sees a ground operation in Rafah as an inevitable component of Israel's strategy. The offensive in Gaza has resulted in over 29,700 casualties, with most being women and children. The first and only ceasefire in late November saw the release of hostages and a brief halt in fighting, but roughly 130 hostages remain in Gaza.